With 4 million sounds, what will you create? Take the free trial today.
What's up, QSonic, Sonicstate, Superbooth 2020. Thank you guys for having me. My name is Alex. I'm with WMD, and I'm going to be showing you guys our new modules. So we have 3 new modules that just came out. We have Axxent, Time Warp, and Select. Axxent is a 16 output expander for our Metron triggering gate sequencer. So Metron was previously expanded with Volterra, which gives you CV, and now Axxent gives you 16 outputs that are tied to Metron tracks that are purposefully meant to do accents with drum modules or envelopes or anything that has an accent input or anything you just kind of need an extra gate for. So to explain that, I'm just going to show you real quick. I've got this kick drum and I've got a Chimera rolling. That's track 1 and 3 on my Metron. So now all I have to do is hold the select button on the Axxent and it shows me which steps have accents on. The blinking LEDs are the ones with accents on them. So I can add some more to Chimera here. And I can take them off of the kick drum. We can just listen to the kick drum for a second, hear it straight, and now hear it with the accents. So you can add accents to steps that don't have step information on them if you just want to use it as an extra gate channel, but it's not as fully featured as a Metron track. It is super intuitive to use this way, and it helps you not have to burn tracks for accents, so you get more functionality out of your Metron. So one of the really cool things that I like to do with Axxent is trigger a gated slew, which brings me to our next new module, Time Warp. Time Warp is a dual channel triggered slew, and right now I have the volt per octave of my Volterra, so I have pitch information coming from Volterra going through Time Warp and into the PDO, and that's what we're hearing right now. You can see that this LED is going on and off. That's when I'm sending gates from the Axxent module to it. So if I go to channel 13 here, I can hit the select button. Now you can see that all these have gates out, and those are going into the Time Warp input. So now when I turn this knob up, we're going to get slides, but only when there's a gate signal present. So now I'm going to turn off all the accents. Now we've just got straight. Let's add a couple more. Let's add those back in. We have invert logic, so we can flip this switch, and now it's going to slew until it receives a gate signal, which is a fun way to switch it up during a live performance. Just kind of get that opposite effect going there. So here with my kick drum. So that's a completely new sequence just by flipping a switch. That's a fun way to do it. Another cool thing about Time Warp is that it has 2 modes of symmetry. So it has a symmetrical mode and an asymmetrical mode. So in the asymmetrical mode, or in the symmetrical mode, both knobs will affect each channel independently. So the top knob is channel A, the bottom knob is channel B. And then when you're in the asymmetrical mode, the first knob becomes rise and the bottom knob becomes fall. So if we just take out our gate here and just listen to this guy, turn it on so it just slides the whole time, we can make it so we only hear slides when the voltage is traveling downwards. Or we can flip that around and make it so it's only going up. So you have asymmetrical slewing, so you can have a fast up and a slow down or vice versa. Another cool thing about this asymmetrical mode is that you can use it like an envelope. So over here on the B side, I have a gate output of Metron just going into the input, and then out of that output of Time Warp going into the FM input on the pole 0. And I've got 16th notes just going straight into that Time Warp. So now if we bring up this voice, I'm using this second channel as my envelope for this second voice here. And you can also hear that the longer that the release goes up, the more release slew I get, the more down slew I get. Which is kind of a fun, unique way of using this thing. I mean, it's a very unique way of using an envelope with a slew at the same time, but in a 4 HP package, it's super fun and really cool to use. Time Warp also has a full wave rectifier on the input, so you can use it as an envelope follower. So be sure to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. I've got plenty of demos on how to do that. And yeah, that is Time Warp. So the next module, the last module I'm going to show you guys today is Select. Select came out a few weeks ago. It's a 3-channel switch module. And the first idea of why we made this thing was just to be able to take 3 channels, maybe CV, gate, and velocity, just out of a sequencer, and then be able to switch between 2 different sequencers on the fly. So these switches here allow you to just use one switch. There's normaling on the switches, so you can just use the top switch to switch the destination or source on all 3 channels. The channels are reversible, so you can use the inputs as outputs and vice versa. So now what I'm doing with this guy is I've got a oscillator from the PDO going into one side, and then I've got the spectrum oscillator going into the other. And then we're listening to the output of that going into the pole 0. So if I bring that up, you'll hear this is my spectrum sound. If I switch over to here, this is my PDO sound. So really handy if you just want to switch between 2 oscillators. But now I'm just going to take the square wave output of the spectrum, plug it into the CV input, and now we have a little bit of that waveform mixing. So we're at audio rate switching between the 2 waves, and we're kind of hearing a mixture of both. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Sonicstate, for putting this all together. As far as availability and pricing, Axxent is $199, Time Warp is $169, and Select is $139 US, and those are all available now via our website and all of our dealers. So please check them out, wmdevices.com. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at WMDevices, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Peace.